y'all?
Are we recording or not?
If Andy can't help you.
You don't want to listen. You don't want to do the outro.
You got fans and you don't got fans. I'm on vacation every day.
So what were some of your thoughts?
This is the second intro.
Jesse got beats, man. And you better do something with both of the ones I sent you today.
I will.
They're sleeping on you. They're sleeping on you guys.
All right, continue.
You guys like Timberland and Magoo.
I can't be finding girl out here.
Yeah, but neither one of us rap today.
Oh, that's true. All right, Chad and Pharrell.
Who's Magoo?
Ooh.
Magoo was rapping.
Yeah.
I know who
Magoo.
Out of he and me and him, who's Magoo?
Oh,
Neither one raps.
Yeah, Jesse
That's why he
raps.
said Chad and Pharrell.
Oh man,
Or we could be AL760 and Crack Boy.
that'll work.
Crack Boy's more famous.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah,
What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How you guys been?
Chilling.
man,
Chilling?
we've been slacking. It's been a month.
It has not been a month. It's been 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. Still 2.5 weeks too long, but I understand.
We've been busy.
We good.
Testing.
But that's good to have that, gap in between, things happen, and then we'll be able to, discuss them.
A lot of stuff happened,
A lot.
For sure.
and
I've been glued to all the impeachment stuff. We're not going to talk about that, but I've been glued to that yesterday, and I was off today. So I was watching that all day, and I haven't even been able to catch up on my shows on the DVR.
So I know you bring up your neighbors here a lot. Are they been acting okay, or have they been acting
They
wild?
they put up the "Don't Tread on Me" flag again. The last time it was just for like a day, a couple hours, but it's been up for the last couple days, since Monday. So you're talking about 3 days because the trial started. So I guess that's their way of showing support.
Do you think they do that on purpose, knowing that you hate it?
I don't think it has anything to do with me particularly, but maybe just the whole neighborhood. They want them to know where they stand.
On your block, are you the only? Well, you mentioned on one of the last pods that you have a multicultural
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
But what about on your immediate block? Are you the only brown black
No.
representative?
So right directly across from me, there's a black family,
Okay.
husband and wife, and then right next to them there is, I think they're Filipino. Right next to them, a black family just moved in. Right next door to me is a couple. They're white and black. White family next to them, white, black, and then there's like 3 or 4 other black ones, and then a couple Hispanic, and then on the other side of me across the street is Hispanic as well. So
then,
I mean,
okay,
there's a fair amount of white people there, but there's a
That's what I was
fair amount of black people, brown people, Asian descent as well. It's everybody.
So
I ain't gonna lie. There's only 3 of us on my block.
and you live next
all
to
live
one of
Y'all
them.
better stick together.
Hey, and right next door, he's
Yeah.
black, and then right across the street, well, it's like a triangle.
Well, you don't even really count.
I was gonna say that's 2.
Exactly.
I was waiting for it.
2.25.
Damn,
2 and a quarter.
You giving them a quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
And
bad.
that's just because of what's in his blood, not necessarily how he acts. I know Texas done radicalized him to be more like them down there, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Wow.
Well, we seen his signs in the front of the house during the election.
Oh yes.
Remember?
Oh yes. Yes.
You already know. I had a conversation with my brother. He's here with me. Shout out Romello. It was his
What's up,
birthday.
Mello?
yesterday.
Mellow.
Happy birthday.
We were having a thing because he bought my W-2s. I guess it got mailed over to my grandmother's house, and then he was like, "I took the liberty to file the taxes for you, and they told you that you're only going to get $2 back." I'm like, "That's better than what I got last year. I had an O." So I told him. He was like, "What, you owe?"
We're gonna have to talk about that one day because
I don't want to
Okay.
talk about taxes.
no, I know, but hey, man, the harder we
They ain't
work,
coming after me.
the more we gotta pay, or just like financially set ourselves up the whole year just so we don't pay. But anyways, that's a topic for another day.
They tax us more where we're just getting paid just as much when we're getting
We're making money.
less.
Yeah.
And taxes. Hey, you remember when you used to get the tax refund though? like the good one when you were younger, like that 1200. You're like, oh shoot.
That's when we used to go to Liberty Tax or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Shout out to Liberty Tax. My dad just bought about a few of them. So yes, thank you for that plug.
Wealth.
He bought like the building.
That's two of
No,
them.
the business. He bought 3 Liberty Taxes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Shout out Pops, man.
That's hard.
Hey, hardest working man in show business.
We're
Yo,
gonna talk
he
about investing later, man. So that's a good topic.
he bought
out there
the
making
Statue of Liberty in Las Vegas and the real one in New York.
I asked him if I could come work for him. He told me, yeah, I could do the sign holding.
Hey, that's love.
Hey, you gotta start from the bottom, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
Tough love.
Nothing free in this world.
that's tough love right there.
Nice, man. Did you catch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I did.
I know Andy didn't. Andy's been.
And you know, I made a bet too.
Blevins came up.
Yeah, not with you this time, but I
didn't.
won a couple bottles. Let's see if they pay up. And then I was in a Super Bowl square, so I put in, it was $20 a square. I put in 40 and came out with 400. So I won the first quarter and then the reverse of the first half. So
You're just a gambler at heart, man. You're
He's
to
been-
me.
no,
He's been winning though. Like any
Yeah.
small, even the small bets, the bottles. Like we got to start betting with him.
But then he lets me win like the little basic stuff, like the $20. Oh, $20. Oh, he knows I'm gonna win that one because it just sets me up. It builds that confidence for that next one because, like, hey, I was able to win this one. I could definitely win this one, and then the odds are against me, man.
That's because Blevins is a human casino. Because you know how you go drop a penny in and you might get like $2, and then you put those $2 in, but then the casino gets it back, and another like 20. That's what he does.
I'm just hoping I win that other bottle of Camus off of the Phoenix Suns. So I'm rooting against them. They're doing well right now. They're in 4th place.
Let everybody know about that bet.
Anything could happen. We did last time, but
Okay.
as long as if the Phoenix Suns make it to the playoffs, 8 seed, 1 through 8, don't matter. Then I owe him a bottle of Camus, but if they don't, then I can get the bottle of Camus. What's advantageous to me as well? I mean, you have the advantage right now because they're in 4th, but I have a
14-9.
shot still because they got that play in. So if they drop down a little bit lower and they make it to the play in, but don't get in, then
They're only 2 games out of being outside of the 8th seed, so it's close.
I'm rooting against them.
No, I hope. And I had that advantage because we did end up getting Chris Paul after the bet. So my odds shot up. But like you said, you never know. It could take
I'm a man of my word. So if I lose, I lose. I'll just send you one of the bottles that you gave me. I'm waiting for a special occasion to drink it. So
Dude, I'm opening off rip.
that's because you got money. You could afford to buy another one. I ain't built like that. My pockets aren't like that.
Yeah, they are.
Nah.
You got a B hat. That means billions.
Okay. Anyway, so the Super Bowl game was good.
Game was
Tom Brady, number 7.
Tom Brady was killer, man. Everybody asked, who you going for? Who you going for? I was like, I'm just going for Brady. I'm not betting against him because I already lost the bottle. Like, I ain't betting against that man. And he came through.
Yep. What'd you think about all the performances, like the music performances, though?
Weekend. Yeah. I got to tip my hat to him, man. He was able to go out there and do it single-handedly. I thought Kendrick was going to come out with a hot verse. Daft Punk come up in their robot suits, do the little robot with them or something, or play the keyboard. But for him to be able to go out there and kind of dig down how Hollywood absorbs you and spits you back out, makes duplicates, how he was able to visualize his performance was amazing.
Yeah, for me, I'm not the biggest Weeknd fan at all. I really liked his music when he first came out, House of Balloons, and all the mixtapes and all that. Ever since he went pop, like I'm not the biggest Weeknd fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I do believe he is a great performer. I think the performance itself was really good. The audio was not that great for the performance, but just the imagination and the planning that they put into the show itself for his set was really well.
and he put 7 million of his own money.
Really?
Yes.
I
did
did read
not know
that.
that.
Yeah, he put 7 million of his own money in there.
That's crazy. But I bet them streaming counts is going up.
Yes. And I think that's what I was telling somebody. I was like, yeah, he must have done that, but he must have some kind of way where his music is monetized. If they're playing, like, let's say 22 million people are watching the Super Bowl, then that probably counts as 22 million streams. So he's probably going to get that money in the back end. It's probably not going to be $22 million worth, but they probably have some way where each song counts as a stream towards it. So I'm sure he made money on the back end.
We'll see. And then I know he released the schedule for the tour, which I'm assuming is supposed to be later on this year, or is it next year?
It's in the summer.
2022.
Oh,
2022. Okay, so he's getting ahead of the game. Did the tickets already go on sale though?
It did. That day.
Okay.
Excuse me. That day, I did have tickets for his. I did have tickets for his show last year, but they counted it to COVID. So this is the one that they're selling. I ended up getting my money back. They're like, "Hey, you can wait." I was like, "Nah, I'll just get my money back." But I'm probably gonna go again. I seen him on tour before, and he was awesome, man. I think he's the ladies love him. My wife loves him. I think he's our version, our era of Michael Jackson, maybe the closest.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, pop, having the songs, the popularity, like that aspect.
His catalog is not as deep as his yet. That's saying a lot.
I'm just saying, but he still has a lot more time.
But you can say that. That's a whole other topic. But you can say that about Chris Brown, and I think Chris Brown. There's more validity with Chris Brown with that statement you just said.
People have argued that in the past before. That's the first I'm hearing it.
You got Usher.
But you get to lead the charge.
Yeah.
Usher's another one. Yes.
Usher is another one.
Weeknd has one.
But when Michael Jackson was there was Luther Vandross too.
But they don't even sound the same. That's a balladeer.
It's a genre.
Pop king. Yeah.
There's multiple.
No, see, you going way out there now.
Luther was soul.
I'm
you.
Saying.
And then
see, Andy, I'm gonna give you a black card, Andy. I'm gonna take it from him. I'm gonna take the 0.25 from him and give it to you.
Let me get that Black American Express.
Say the king of pop. Who leads pop is The Weeknd. I'm just saying by numbers.
Chris Brown.
If who could dance better than Michael Jackson, I would say Chris Brown. I would say, like, who's the dancer, closest dancer? Yeah, then you have Usher and them. But as far as popularity, I'm 100% sure Weeknd is probably sold just as much or more than Chris Brown.
Look it up, Andy.
Looking it up.
My question to you is, do you think that
number one, like?
My question to you, off of that, but still around the Super Bowl performances. So we had Jasmine Sullivan, Amanda Gorman, and then The Weeknd. So with Jay-Z's involvement with the NFL, do you think that, Rock Nation and he had anything to do with choosing the performers at all?
I could see that, and to be honest, I didn't even see any of those performers.
Really? All those were before the game. So it was the national anthem, and Amanda Gorman did a wonderful performance.
SZA was up there?
No, SZA wasn't. It was her, Amanda Gorman, and then Jasmine Sullivan. All at different times.
I could see how he did that because it's a lot of African American people and Jay-Z having ties to the NFL. I could see him having some kind of influence in that, playing a part.
If that's the case, then he did a good job on who they chose to book.
Most definitely.
I got the
numbers, Andy.
All right. The Weeknd, 75 million records sold worldwide. Chris Brown, 140 million records sold. So it's double. You got to think about Chris Brown. You got to think about Chris Brown, 2004, 2005, like the 15 years in the game, maybe 20. And he had a younger generation. He had teenagers that grew up and now are adults and still fans. The Weeknd came out and took on a
dreams though, because
it's put together. It's put together.
Okay, because I was gonna say Chris Brown.
And for me, Chris Brown has stayed true to his core audience. And he has a lot of people, no matter what he does, like they gonna ride for him. The Weekend for me, like just like I expressed earlier, I was a big fan. I loved his material, and I don't listen to anything now. Not to say that the music isn't good, it's just not, for me. And it's far from what it is that he originated from.
Yeah,
He just
you guys,
glowed up.
you guys
He
could
did
be
the
right.
Ariana Grande.
I think yeah, his image has everything to do with it, and I think maybe just because he's in the now, you forget about the Chris Brown and the Ushers, although they are great, and like you said, numbers talk. So Chris Brown should be talk, you know, amongst those greats. I just feel that popularity, image, he's clean. He doesn't get in trouble. He dates.
Clean, you,
No, I know, but
clean like sober.
He's
no, I'm
sober.
saying like he's clean cut. He's like
Okay,
he was an American guy. I think he was in Family
American.
Guy.
I thought he's Canadian.
Canadian.
Is he? Oh yeah, he is. He's from Toronto, right?
From Toronto. Yeah. So I just think all those places.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah.
But speaking of Jay,
Yes.
and we'll go further in here. I want to read off this list of the 2021 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. Okay.
Read.
Mary J. Blige, Kate Bush, Devo, the Foo Fighters, the Go-Go's.
Hold on. Who is K. Bush and Devo?
Kate Bush has been around since the 80s. I didn't. So there were. Let me finish the list.
Go ahead.
No, actually, I'll go. Okay. So there were two names on the list that I wasn't really familiar with their work. I looked up Kate Bush's songs, her catalog, and she actually was, Maxwell, A Woman's Work.
Mm-hmm.
See you. See, I was about to give it to him. She made the original song, so he just did a remake of that song. So that's who Kate Bush is. So you kind of get an idea of that. Devo has been around for a very long time as well. I think they've been around since the 80s as well. Um, Iron Maiden, Shaka Khan,
Okay.
Fela Kuti, sorry. LL Cool J, New York Dolls. That was the other group that I had never heard of before. Rage Against the Machine, Todd Rundgren, who I love his music, Tina Turner, Dionne Warwick, and last but not least, Jay-Z.
That's a great list.
That's the nominee list. Like, that's crazy. All of them deserve to be in, realistically.
So how many of them get in?
I don't know the number. You can look that up, since you're our official statistician.
Right now.
But somebody tweeted that Jay-Z and the Foo Fighters are the only acts this year to appear on the ballot in their first year of eligibility. Eligibility requires nominees to have a catalog dating back at least 25 years. So that's crazy to realize that Jay-Z has been around for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
More than the majority of our lives. You know what I mean?
Talking the Hall of Fame already?
I believe he was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He is.
I believe. Andy, can you look that up too?
Look that up, Andy.
Yeah.
We got this man working.
Stack guy.
But yeah, like, think of all those names that are on there. That's crazy.
That is, man. Chaka Khan, Foo Fighters, Iron Maiden.
So Tupac was the first solo rapper inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking up the.
And then I know Run DMC is in there as well. So it's not a lot of rappers in the Rock
Biggie's
and
in
Roll
there
Hall
too,
of
right?
Fame.
Yeah.
He was in there last year, I think.
Is that like something that the culture would actually like? Is that like a proud thing to actually like get
Yes.
inducted? Okay.
Yes, that's huge. That's why it was such a big deal when Run DMC was nominated and inducted, and then Tupac as well.
The reason I asked, so like the
Biggie.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is still credible compared to like the Grammys because they're acknowledging.
100%. Like, only with the Grammys, first of all, that's super subjective. especially nowadays when you have Macklemore who won over Kendrick Lamar, which was crazy.
Good Kid, Mad City.
But yes, because it's about longevity. So you could win a Grammy and never be heard of, heard from again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you just had one hot album or one popular album and that was it? You know what I mean? But this is saying like you have to have 25 years of service, if you will, 25 years worth of history of, recordings to even be considered.
Yeah.
And you got Jay-Z, who a lot of us would argue it may be the best rapper of all time when you put it all together.
Yeah.
Of what he's been able to accomplish and the legacy that he's had on a lot of people, whether in the music industry or just as a fan and a listener, who's just now getting nominated.
Do you think his money has a lot to do with how successful and his longevity is? Or is it
what exactly do you mean by that?
Or do you think it's I'll give you an example right now. Or do you think it's his ability to adapt? So Jay-Z, if he comes out with the album tomorrow, we'll go run and listen to it. We're gonna run to it, right? But let's say Snoop Dogg, one of the best rappers too. But if he comes out with the album, I'm not gonna go run to that if I was gonna run to a Jay-Z album.
You may not, but I know that there are people that are. I think Snoop Dogg has a bigger.
I'm just giving an example.
No, I got you.
Or even LL Cool J. If LL Cool J, because as much as I love some LL. I love the LL. Like I think like I said, his catalog is amazing. But if he came out with the album tomorrow, he and Jay-Z, how many? Like I'm gonna listen to Jay-Z.
So Jay-Z LL didn't get you head sprung?
Jay-Z's probably gonna chart, but I'm saying which one's gonna chart? Which one is gonna be played more?
But you going to
because Jay has been able to be consistent throughout his whole career. Like even if you want to, talk about his bad albums, which there may only be one or two, and I don't even know if bad is the word that I would use. Less than, in comparison to all the rest of the catalog. They still have some, great and memorable songs on there.
So I'm gonna answer the question. So 5 to 7 performers are inducted every year to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that's like less than a third of the list. And then what was the question again, Jesse, about Jay-Z?
Do you think like his money is a big influence for his longevity, or his ability to adapt to the times?
I think at this point, like his name brings so much value to everything. Like his name is bigger than his money. He can say whatever he says. He could lift a finger. He just has that type of power at this point where he has credibility. And so you put his name
with that too, though.
Huh?
Money has a lot to do with that too.
But that's because his name
is a result of
his money is automatic
of everything you just mentioned.
Yeah, so that anybody like white America, corporate, the suits, if they partner with Jay-Z, they already know it's going to come with money. They don't necessarily have to even ask him to invest. His name being put on a dotted paper is the investment at this point.
Like Akon, he owns Africa.
He's the Edison.
Akon is still making moves, man. And
I know.
His brother too, Boo. He's been in the industry for a long time. He's one of Kanye's managers right now as well. So he's still relevant. Maybe not in front, of the camera or the mic, but behind the scenes, definitely.
No, I'm just saying, like, how much money, like, Akon got money and he has that power. He got power.
Chameleonaires got money.
He does too. He's invested, yeah.
Hey, so since we're on the topic of music, Judah and the Messiah, you've been amping me. What happened?
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yes,
Sorry.
the movie. Yes.
Black. The movie's
comes out on Friday.
You were over here amping up this dang soundtrack. You're making me guess who's on there. Wouldn't give any clues. You said it's going to be great. Then the track list came out the other day. And off that track list, it looks fire. It looks amazing. And I'm super looking forward to listening to it. I think the one that really stands out is Nipsey Hussle and Jay-Z, since we were talking about Jay-Z. Then you sent the snippet today, and that was crazy. It gave me goosebumps. It gave you guys chills, right? Like
Can you play that real quick, the snippet?
Ooh, I guess I can.
It was just hearing Nipsey's voice coming through like so clearly, and then just hearing Jay-Z right after his verse was nuts.
Hit Boy's not gonna get mad at me.
It's already out.
All right.
But Hit Boy is the executive producer of the
rise of a black messiah
of the soundtrack.
The only reason I survive cause the nigga is special first. You get successful, then it gets stressful thirst. Niggas gon' test you, see what your texture's worth. Diamonds and pipes, wanna repress the curse.
I arrived on the day Fred Hampton got assassinated, just to clarify further. Which
Oh,
gave birth is the chairman mixed
How
with
you
Jeff
50
Ford.
and still sound
Big
20?
test on the jet with my legs crossed. Black stones on my neck, y'all can't kill Christ. Black Messiah is what I feel like. Shit ain't gonna stop cause y'all spill blood. We gon' turn up even more since y'all killed
And this
God.
is what it feels like.
I believe I'm gonna die, no
Got the
courage.
chills on my
This
face
is what it
again.
feels like.
I don't believe I'm gonna die cause I got a bad heart.
And this is what
That is gonna be nice.
That's the thing. And I told y'all earlier, like, I'm excited for that song, for that soundtrack, but I'm excited for the movie even more, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Some great actors. The lady that plays Homeboy's girl, she was in a show. I think The Deuce on Showtime. You ever watch it?
No, I heard it was a good show though.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. A lot of love making in that movie. So make sure no kids are around. But I was
Wait, that was on HBO though, right?
on HBO. Yes, I think it was on HBO Showtime.
And it had Maggie Gyllenhaal on it, and what's James Franco?
Yes,
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
it's really good.
Supposed to be like the 70s or something like that.
How porn
Okay.
was invented, or like a little hostile. Yeah, you gotta watch it.
Okay, yeah, I've heard good things.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie. I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm definitely gonna listen to that soundtrack. I wish I had the soundtrack up. Andy, pull up the soundtrack, man, so you can tell us.
Before we jump into these soundtracks, though, Malcolm and Marie? Did you watch that? Malcolm and Marie?
I haven't.
I watched it.
How do you feel about it, Andy?
So after we were done watching it with my wife, all we got out of it, it was theatrical genius, because it was in one setting, in one place, like almost one view, and it was a long fight, argument, discussion between two people that are in love, and toxic loves. It seemed like it. And I think no matter who, if you're older or younger, like, and you've been in a relationship, I think all of us can relate to at least more than a few moments in that whole argument. But it was just like ups and downs, emotional gut punch. Like it was a lot in it. And at the end, that there's two people that are in love. That's what it is. So it was dope. It was different, and I was like, man, the writer, he killed that. The Zendaya, right? I forgot the guy's name. The other guy, the actor,
David Washington.
His
son.
Man, murdered it. I like the way it started. Like he was just feeling himself, like like dancing, like and as a man, I feel like maybe even women, obviously, like we have those moments we're on an all-time high, just feeling it, right? And then you get that like that moment where like you get brought back down. And so like that, I don't know. It was cool. I liked it.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
There were parts of it that I liked. There were parts of it that I loved. Overall, it was entertaining, and I agree with a lot of what you said. The way it was shot, the acting, the scenes, the fact that it was in black and white. I felt it was a very artistic movie and piece, and you kind of got to be in that mindset to really, enjoy it and vibe with it and understand it. I definitely would recommend watching it, and you determine whether you enjoy it or not. So, and then what is it, The Little Things? Did you guys watch that?
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
I'll let you go, Jesse, because that was nuts.
I liked it a lot. I might need to go back and watch it. I just didn't like the way it ended. I felt like It was so much. It was so great. It was the buildup was just there, and it just dropped. And that's very lackluster of an ending. They could have done so much more. Like I wish he would have got caught in action. Like Leto was like caught in action, or something happened where they were able to catch him. And um, yeah, I was not a fan of the ending, but it was a good movie, great acting. Just overall, I wish that ending would have been a little different.
What you?
I love the acting, some more than others. I didn't like the storytelling. I didn't think the way that it was written and played out, like I didn't enjoy it. There were some stuff that was good and that I like, but overall, like I could put it on as, background noise, but it ain't gonna be something that I more than likely, sit down and watch again personally. And I wanted to love it so bad. I was excited to watch it and wasn't really impressed.
I thought it was good. I mean, the same thing as Jesse said. It was the ending was you were waiting for more. But I felt like it felt like a low budget movie, and Denzel, like obviously he let himself go, but that was part of his role in that movie, and I think he played it really well. But that's what we expect from him. But the movie was good.
Remake or no?
I'm not sure.
I think it was a remake.
Okay.
Andy, look that up. Just kidding.
I got the
okay. So
I got the list, but
so read off the artists that are on the soundtrack.
Okay, so this is the soundtrack. So we have you want me to name the names of the songs and the artists?
Nah, just the artists.
Oh, the artists. So we have Her, Nas, Black Thought, Nipsey Hussle, Jay-Z, I know, Hit Boy, Smino and Saba, Masego, Jid, Rhapsody, BJ the Chicago Kid, Lil Durk, White Dave, G Herbo, Nardo Wick, Pooh Shiesty, Polo G, Dom Kennedy, G Herbo again, Bump G, Sir, Safe, Kiana Lede, ASAP Rocky, and Rakim.
That's a list. You got old school, new school. You got L.A. Then you got Chicago, obviously, because that's where Fred Hampton was from, and a lot of the stuff that was going on with the Panthers. I like that track list.
Yeah, who's missing from this though?
Kanye West.
No, I feel like they should have been like some Bay representatives in here.
That's true. That's true.
It's missing. Like we should have had some because it was huge up there, in Northern California.
Too Short. Dang, that would have been nice.
You said who?
Rakim and Too Short.
That would have been wild.
That would be interesting.
That's wild.
But I hope Short wouldn't talk about no, bees and hoes. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, Too Short be talking about a different type of Black Panther. Like a different type of cat.
Yo, you wild for that. So hopefully we don't get let down with that soundtrack. But
I hope not.
That's an all-star soundtrack right there.
That made us think of, because we were talking about that. It made us think about top five.
Like our
top five
five
soundtracks of all time.
Top
five movie soundtracks of all time. Andy, you gonna go first?
Man, I'm the least unprepared, but
least unprepared. That means you are prepared.
No, I'd be the most prepared, but I'm the most unprepared.
Okay.
Whatever
that means.
Give it to us.
All right. We gonna start with Purple Rain.
Oh,
whoa. Okay.
Straight out the gate.
Oh. All right.
Purple Rain.
All right.
Purple Rain.
I can't even say his name because he has a symbol. Like, but if I showed you.
I did not expect that
either,
at all.
All right,
here's to you, man.
That might be one of the best ones ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I respect it. What's
so
2 or
3?
I'm
late on Prince though. I'm
really
gonna be honest with you. I'm late. I've only really started listening to his catalog by probably like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And when I started listening to more R&B, I went back to Michael Jackson. and then it was recommended in my Apple Music, and I started listening to it. So Purple Rain is a great album. When Doves Cry and Let's Go Crazy, two of the notables that are two of the ones that I really like. So that's the first one. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. That was a hidden gem. So I actually fell in love with the soundtrack first because it came out first, and then the movie. Just the soundtrack made the movie so much better, and there's so many classic songs on there. I Want You Back by Michael Jackson, Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Suede, two of my favorites. And this one I'm gonna take it back to high school, sometime around high school. Bad Boys 2 soundtrack.
Before you go
Dude,
on,
you took two of my shit, man.
Before you go on, I have a question for you guys though. So you said go back to Guardians of the Galaxy. What was the first song that you said?
I Want You Back by Michael Jackson.
Okay. So what is your guys' opinion on soundtracks that have songs that are not originally made for that movie and that soundtrack? Like, do you consider, that as a soundtrack, really, in your opinion?
But that's like what brings all types of people to enjoy the movie, because it attracts that type of.
I'm not talking about the songs being placed in the movie. I'm saying the songs ending up on the actual soundtrack that's released.
Oh, so it should be like really... original. It should be original music.
In my opinion, it should only be original content. In my opinion.
But I think the Guardians of the Galaxy is a one-off because it is a mixtape based on somebody that he had a tape from his mom that was from the 80s.
He had a cassette tape,
and it was played. That stuff was played in the movie,
so that works in that movie. But in general, well, most soundtracks for movies, it's a mix. So there's new songs and there's songs that are from different types of artists.
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Bad Boys 2. So
Heat Rock.
Shake Your Tail Feather.
Woo-hoo-hoo! And that video was a good video.
I was gonna say because of the video. And then one of Jay-Z's ultimate hidden B-side joints of all time, and La La La. Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss Part 3, is it?
I thought it was 2. It could be 3.
Okay,
no,
2.
It is 3 because on the blueprint, it was number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm gonna go back to Jay-Z. Streets is watching.
That was a Neptune's beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Neptune's. Streets is watching.
Ooh.
I still had that on DVD. So It's All Right and DOE is dope. And then the last one would be Black Panther, the soundtrack. So that one actually won a lot of Grammys from what I remember. For Black Panther, the first song, and All Stars. I think All Stars was one of the first times I ever heard SZA. And so that's how I got introduced to her.
On what? And where?
On the Black Panther.
On the Black Panther soundtrack. He was late. Panther.
My guy, we went to the Kendrick Lamar All-Star concert.
He was late.
I was late
to the game. He's not a SZA fan. He don't like SZA.
What do you call SZA fans?
Just heard of Sizzlers. That's what you saw me comment with Megan on there.
Yeah. Shout out to Megan for checking out the episode or Vibe or not. But yeah, that was the first time I heard her. Okay, so the concert is one thing. You hear people live, but this I actually could hear her vocals. I could hear it. It's different. And again, I'm not the biggest SZA fan, but I'm still a fan. So yeah,
have you never heard Control?
Only
her album
here and there, songs here.
No, you need to go listen to that.
So back to front.
Now, I'm gonna give you some homework. You told me you said you just now getting on the R&B tip. I'm gonna give you some homework.
All right, send me the homework. Yeah, that's my top 5.
And they were impeccable. Let's see if I can give Jesse that same rating. Go ahead.
Man,
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That's Jesse.
You took 3 of mine right off the rip.
You had Bad Boys?
I had Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, and Bad Boys 2. The one thing, okay, I'll start with The Wash.
Ooh.
A nice West Coast.
Okay.
Okay, obviously a lot of great Snoop Dogg, Super Ugly, Nocturnal, whatever.
Nocturnal.
Wow. Hey, he's a sleeper artist. He's good.
Yeah, that one was a great album. My next one is probably, I'm probably gonna only like it. Maybe you, Andy, but I think the State Property soundtrack.
Nah, that is a
Come on,
classic.
man. Why would you diss me like that? You think I won't like that?
Because you were like, we're two West Coast.
Chain Gang.
No. I need you to be on West, Midwest, East, and South.
I
I don't have no problem with none of them.
Yeah, State Property. And then my third will probably be Above the Rim.
Oh, dang.
That's a good one.
You took it. And then stayed on the Tupac, Gang Related.
Oh,
that album is nice. And my wild card, I have two wild cards. It's either gonna be the Lion King soundtrack or the Body soundtrack. You pick.
It's a circle of life.
Given the context, that is kind of wild cardish, but both great soundtracks.
Original music on the Lion King.
Yes.
And the Bodyguard as well.
Oh, that's true.
Hakuna Matata.
Okay.
I can't, but I don't know any other songs on the Bodyguard other than the Whitney Houston song. That's the only thing.
You know,
so I would go with Lion King.
You know, the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack is probably dope too. That's probably an honorable mention too. If you talk about
Soul Food. That's not one of mine, but that too.
Soul Food is that Boys to Men.
Yeah.
All right, Blevs, hit us with yours, man.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on, before you go, did we say any of the ones that you said?
Yeah.
Above the Rim.
Well, yeah, Above the Rim.
Okay.
I'm pissed that you said that because that was one of mine. And then what was the other ones you said?
Gang Related, State Property, The Wash.
No, so just Above the Rim. And then Andy, what were yours?
Bad Boys, Purple Rain, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, and I can't think of the other one. The Streets is Watching.
I had Streets is Watching as well. I'm disappointed in myself for not having Purple Rain because that's one of my favorite albums of all time. And then I think you said one more that I really love as well. So let's see. My first one is gonna be Belly. Ooh. Right. We had the Militia remix with Gangstar, Rakim, and Dub C. Since we talked about Rakim a little bit earlier. What else did you have? You had Crew Love with Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, and Beanie Siegel. You had Moving Out by Maya, Noriega, and Raekwon. I think that was a remix. Devil's Pie by D'Angelo. And then Grand Finale with DMX, Nas, Method Man, and I forgot who else is on that song, but that was something serious. So that's number one. New Jack City.
Oh.
One of my favorite movies and one of my favorite songs on there. I'm Dreaming by Christopher Williams is on there. What else? Guy was on there. Color Me Bad, I Want to Sex You Up is on there. For the Love of Money, which is, OJ's remake with Troop and Levert. So that had a lot of cuts on there. Let me see which of the two make more sense on this next one, because I'll go with number two. So number one, the first movie has a great soundtrack, but I'm gonna go with the soundtrack for part two, Nutty Professor.
Oh, they're gonna say Sister Act.
Nah, not Sister Act, although great ones too. So you had Hey Poppy with Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, and Emil. Janet Jackson, Doesn't Matter. Case Missing You. Music Soul Child was on there. Method Man, DMX, Brian McKnight, Drew Hill, Eve, Foxy Brown, and Cisco. And then, can you bleep this name out real quick, Jesse?
No.
You ready?
Don't even
One,
say it.
2, 3. R. Kelly. That was my third one, right?
Yeah, that was your fourth.
Okay. That was my third.
Oh,
I did New Jack City.
You're right.
Belly, and okay. Y'all ready for this one?
Okay.
How to Be a Player.
Oh,
let's go. Foxy Brown and Drew Hill. We have Master P, Junior Mafia, J.O. Felony, EPMD. Tupac was on there. Sugar Free. That was number 4. Number 5. Let's see. I'm gonna go with, you guys took some of mine. So I will go with this one right here. Boomerang. Eddie
Where Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy.
So we got Babyface, Aaron Hall, Boys to Men, Johnny Gill, Shanice, Tribe Called Quest, Hot Sex on a Platter, or Hot Sex is the name of the song. But so those are my 5.
Solid.
Hey man, great choice.
All 3 of us had
All
good
3 of
5.
us. I think Andy got us with Purple Rain, man.
I did not expect that.
I thought he was gonna say La Bamba. I thought Andy that was one of Andy's. I thought
that's
La Bamba was
that's a good one though.
Yeah, and I totally forgot Rocky too. Rocky, I think that's probably pretty dope too.
Can I just say I'm not a fan of the Rocky movies?
None of them?
I mean, they're good movies. They're cool, but
do you have your top?
Yeah.
I like them.
My brother said any Step Up movie.
Oh my gosh! Now he's our wild card.
I thought one of you guys were gonna say You Got Served.
I was hey, I almost did because I thought Pump It Up was on there because I wanted to do it.
Or
but
any of the Fast and the Furious.
It wasn't on there. No, I did. You know, the first, and I was looking at that too because I was like, hey, let me listen to the Fast and the Furious soundtrack. Do you know the first Fast and the Furious soundtrack was produced by Murder Inc.? Because you know Ja Rule was on there. So there's like Ashanti songs. It's all Ja Rule, and then the second one, Ludacris. It's all Ludacris album. There's even a song with Ludacris, Tyrese, and
dang, he got 2 mentions out of us, man.
True,
damn, man. Sorry, y'all.
Hey, but that was a great list, man.
And one of you guys didn't say
Baby Boy.
No.
Baby Boy was nice too.
Dang, I'm forgetting the movie. The one of Jay-Z's best albums.
American Gangster.
Ooh.
It was that one.
That was the soundtrack, and every song was original.
Yeah, but
that's one of his best.
What's wrong with that
album?
No, I like it. I gotta listen.
All right,
I'm not running to the American Gangster album like yo, where's that American Gangster?
Nah, it got cut still to this day.
He's talking
Party Life.
I'm gonna have to circle back. But hey, listen to that State Property album whenever you guys do.
Of course, I might do it during the Laker game after this.
All right, for sure. Hey, we want to get to a quick segment. Well, before we get into that segment, has there ever been a time where you had to bite your tongue? Maybe during a conversation, maybe when the ego came up, something came up, like you had to check yourself before you wreck yourself?
There's been plenty of times.
Blevins, that's it every day. Look at that's the face.
Every day. It's hard for me not to say anything.
Every time Blevins sees that yellow flag down the street.
I've never spoken to them before.
What about you, Ray? You ever had that scenario?
Yeah. I mean, two scenarios that pop up in my head. One of them is in a relationships. Whenever when you're in a relationship, you learn when to bite your tongue because you know that it's just not going to amount to anything that's going to be on your side. And then the other time is like in a business, in your career. There's times that, like, let's say your counterparts, your peers, you just know they're just talking some nonsense and they're just talking up there, you know what, and you're not in a setting to call them out. You're not in a setting to like either prove them wrong or whatever it may be. And even sometimes, like, even when you're outside of that setting, it's probably best for you not to even pull them aside to even talk about it, because you know already that it's just not going to amount to anything resolving or getting to a better place. I can't put one specific time where like that's happened, but because it's many times. So I've just learned to like kind of bite my tongue, stay to myself sometimes, and just do me, because my agenda is totally different than a lot of other people's agendas. So
yeah. No, I totally agree with what you said, especially like the relationship part is hard, because I'm sure all 3 of us had times where we really had to hold our tongue, or when we may be like, all right, man, you right, girl, you're right. But I have a scenario where this was a work-related situation, and I had a customer and he was, I don't know if he was just under the influence of alcohol or drugs, but he was kind of going way left. And in front of everybody, like the store was kind of crowded, and he was like, "You want some of me, Baldy? Come outside." And I just felt the disrespect. He like put me on blast in front of everybody. Everybody's looking at me like this. Like, you gonna just let him tell you that? And I had to just look him, I just had to like, hey man, sorry you feel that way, man. I'm not going outside. Um, but it's just funny because sometimes that ego or what you want to say, and it's kind of embarrassing because you just got embarrassed in front of your peers, you got embarrassed in front of other like people, and that ego gets involved, and you just want to react a certain way. And thank God I was able to hold my tongue. But I get joked on because of that, because they be like, "You want some of me, Baldy?"
You should have told him what time you get off.
I should have, man. That's funny though, man. But I guess that's one of the times I really stand out. I'm sure, like I said, we deal with that time. We deal with that multiple times. And then there's been situations where I may have wanted to argue or say something, because like I said, we may have been amongst somebody and like, hey, I don't want to really argue with this because this might go somewhere. But then when it comes to light, like I was right, and then that's when I should start rubbing it in, like held my tongue out first, but now I'm letting it go. How about you, Blevs?
Um, in my personal life, it is very hard for me not to
But
say
hold on,
anything.
hold on. But before you say, Blevs, you're the most smoothest, calm, collective guy I know.
When yeah, until I get mad, yeah. Then that's when the MFs come out.
Those are my favorite through text message. This whenever Blevins starts a text thread or in our chat and it says this MF, I already know it's gonna be good.
He calls me, he be like, "I'm not even gonna curse, but I'm gonna curse." I'm like, dang, like he's hot.
Oh man. So in my personal life, it is extremely hard. And I don't know if there's ever in almost 36 years that a time to where I've been able to bite my tongue in my personal life. In my professional life, I don't want to mess up the money. So there's tons of times to where,
sure.
I bite my tongue, whether, it's with a customer or, with a coworker or whatever. But I know there's been a couple times where I've been threatened to be murdered from a customer, like literally 2 times. Once was in Rialto and once was in Upland as well. So, and then there was another time when I worked up there where y'all are from that I had to call the police on a customer as well. But recently, I think I had told you guys the story to where, we dealing with COVID. We could only have X amount of people in like certain capacity. And, it was going to be a long wait because it was, around the holidays and the customer was mad. And so, he started talking about how COVID is not real and we're listening to what Don Lemon and Cuomo tell us, and we're all just sheep. And asked me, did I know anybody affected by COVID? And I told him, yeah, I know somebody that's in ICU right now. And he goes, well, both of my parents died from cancer, and you don't see them, shutting down any businesses from secondhand smoke. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a whole nother argument, but whatever. So he started asking me, excuse me, what I think about it. And, at this point, I'm like, I really don't want to engage with this dude. So, I tell him like, that's a conversation I don't want to have. And he's like, well, why not? You out here with me. You not doing nothing. And I'm like, cause I just choose not to. Am I annoying you? And I said, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a conversation I don't want to have. And he goes, you're Antifa, aren't you? I said, what? You're Antifa. And I go, dude, this is not a conversation I want to have, really. Like, it's not a discussion that I want to have. Why not? You ain't doing nothing. All you doing is standing out here telling people whether they can and can't go out. You might as well have a conversation with me. And I'm like, I don't want to have a conversation. All right, whatever. And then he just starts talking. And I'm just nodding my head. And then this other customer that we were helping previously was outside, and he hands a flyer and it has Jesus on it. And the guy goes, don't hand that to him. He's just gonna rip it up and throw it away. He probably don't even believe in Jesus anyway.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then finally he leaves and he's like, all right, man, you have a blessed day. I'm gonna pray for you. You acted like an idiot. And I just was like, okay. And he just left and he waited in his car for like 10 minutes and I was about to be off. So I was like, man, I don't want to go out here. This dude see my car and then we got to get into it and all that. But by the time I went out there, I left. So that was one of the more recent times where I held my tongue. But every day is something because people don't want to wear a mask. People don't want to wait, like all this stuff. People come in with a shield and not a mask and calling me an idiot and talking about their, you know, their medical rights and all this kind of stuff. So it's just every day, pretty much, we got to hold our tongue.
They must watch Newsmax.
That's a sensitive topic. Blev's over here getting irate. He's getting triggered. Hey, I want to move in. Hey, that's some good stuff. I want to move into our next segment.
If Andy can't help you,
a millionaire?
Yes,
Andy is a millionaire on the low.
He's a millionaire. This is our new segment. We're probably not going to do this every week because we don't want you guys to go broke. And let me just
don't go broke.
We're just going to put a disclaimer. We're going to talk about stocks right now, and we are in no way telling you or advising you to invest in anything that we talk about. This is all friendly talk. You guys do what you must do. We're only here to give advice and tell our own opinions. We're not liable for any losses that occur based on Andy's advice. Okay?
Or relationships.
But Andy, you are the investing guy. I know
this
you're
man is a millionaire, dude.
I know you're new. What is it? About 2 years, you said?
Roughly. Yeah.
Roughly 2 years you've been investing. Man, I feel like you're just leading the way for the WeWorkingFam podcast investment group. And since you're the head and A&R and CEO of investing, we just want to know, are you a millionaire?
No.
He is a millionaire.
He is, man.
Yeah.
We know.
He is a millionaire. Jesse and I did the math
Yes.
because we know how many. We won't say it on here. If you want to say it, you're more than welcome to. But we know how many shares you have. You told us.
That don't make me a millionaire.
Jesse and I were discussing it, and based on the amount of shares that you have, there's no way that you can't be a millionaire.
Nah, y'all
Yeah.
tripping. All right.
Hey, so what got you into investing? Let's start there.
You know what? I have to go back. Now I have to go back to a certain time in my career, in my current job.
Your investing career?
No, I was not in a good place. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, and it clicked in my head. And I said, you know, and this was about 3 years ago. I said I need to do something different. I can't be doing this forever. And it was a really dark and low point in my career where I really thought about second guess about even, you know, stepping down or finding something different. And so instead of that, obviously my wife talked me off the ledge a little bit, and I just started reading, investing in myself, trying to like figure out different ways that I can help myself and my family financially, et cetera, et cetera. And I found reselling, you know, stuff on eBay, which I've done over the years, and that's something that's obviously been good for me. Then I transitioned a little bit more into like investing through stocks, like playing around with it here and there. But I never really I didn't make a lot of profit. I'm talking about like maybe I might have made like $50 here, $200 here, and that's it. And so in the last year and a half, I decided to take it a little bit more seriously. And I actually started taking some courses. I put myself through like just even like a boot camp that I got into like online. And so I just started like learning. I started like trying to like gain as much knowledge as possible. And so in the last year, things have gone okay. They've gone pretty good. And then I'm actually at a point where I've actually been able to start helping my dad. And he's been profitable in the last 8 months. And so I'm still learning. But this whole transition happened 3 years ago when I found myself in a place where I'm just like, I can't do this forever. And I want to financially get myself and my family in a better place. And so now with AMC, GME, and all, the big, the news that just happened the last couple of weeks where Reddit took over and the whole world, the whole retail trader decided to attack the suits and kind of like bring the whole stock market to light on like how it really runs. It's also brought a lot of attention to the stock market. So it's cool to see that a lot of people are investing. It's cool to see that a lot of people are in the same place that I was back then, where they just want to put themselves in a better position and help themselves and their families. Like even for Jesse, like today, sharing that he had a really a great day in the stock market, and to see that is it's encouraging to me, because I feel like this is like what the corporate heads have been doing for years. I'm talking about like 50 plus years, and now like people like us can now join in, and I think that's what we call them, the suits, the people in the corporate offices. They don't like that. We're a part of it now, and I feel like it's a revolution, because now all of us can have a stake in the game. All of us can be profiting and help ourselves and our families and put ourselves in a better situation. And I'm not a millionaire. But I do encourage that everybody don't go in and put your whole life savings into this. Don't do that. So you want to have your money in different places, and then it's okay to start small. It's okay to start with $100, $500, whatever it may be, and just keep building little by little. And then what I will say too is like embrace the red, embrace the days that you're down, and just always going with a strategy, with a plan, and stick to that. Because if you invest in a company that you believe in, and they got catalysts and things that are coming up, just stick to it. There's going to be days where you're going to be down, some days you're going to be up, but if you have a plan, and if it's like a month or two out, stick with that. Don't get scared, don't get shaken out of it, keep at it. And it's good. I enjoy, I've actually enjoyed this, so it's dope.
If Andy can help you, that's a lot of great stuff. And I think you're absolutely right, because during these times, I think now the stock market, more people are involved in the stock market or contributing to the stock market, investing in the stock market than ever. And I think knowing what you're doing is key. And obviously you're going to learn mistakes when you first start off, or maybe you might bet on the wrong thing, or somebody might tell you to bet here and you might mess up, because it's kind of hard when to pull out, right? Like you're either in, some people get emotionally invested.
That's when you don't pull out.
A lot of people get emotionally invested. Some people like get attached to the stock. We know, like, you sell, like, don't matter. Like once you hit a profit, you're selling. Like you're pretty consistent when it comes to that emotional intelligence. You're not getting involved in the emotions or the attachment to the stock. And I think a lot of the big suits that you're saying are complaining because they're saying, yeah, certain people are gambling their money, right? Because this is like a gamble. And there's some people that I know, that they're just trying to get $1 quick. They're just trying to get something quick. They're just trying to be like, oh man, let me get rich. Let me get this Bitcoin. Let me do this because I'm not trying to work. I'm just trying to hurry up and risk everything, take all these margin loans and just become broke, right? And my mindset about it is like, you guys really encourage me, right? I learned from you guys. Us three, we all have different spending habits. I might be a little reckless because why? I grew up poor. So I want the great stuff in life, right? So I might spend money that I shouldn't spend, but I'll save, or I'll put places where put money where I need to do, because I'm learning from you guys, right? Blevins, he's probably conservative. He always says that he has no money, but he never goes out. He has the same old small TV, and he probably
Those are both lies, but
he's still got the Radio Shack antenna.
Keep going.
But I'm saying he probably has more money than both of you. He's a millionaire, right?
He is.
You, Andy, you've been investing since you were 18, man. I remember as soon as you turned 18, you bought a house, right? The stock market crashed. You got a house. You've been investing, so you've been like a trillionaire. But you've been able to do those moves, right? And maybe me growing up, I really didn't understand it, or I wasn't financially stable enough to be able to comprehend or to be able to adjust to your lifestyle. Because me, I'm like, oh shoot, I got money now. Let me do this. Let me do this. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to save, right? Or I need to do this. I need to do this. And I came to the mindset a couple months ago. It's like, hey, I had a life savings that I had. I put it all into my house, right? I was like, hey, I want the lowest payment that I can. I'm going to invest it into my house. Worst case scenario, if I ever lose my job, I have to move to an apartment, I'm most likely going to get that money that I put back in my house, right? That's technically a savings, right? But you have to make that initial investment. So I've been re-upping ever since. It takes a while, right? Because you're adjusting. So you have to start trying to save. And it's kind of hard when you have stuff, you have a family, you want to buy stuff. But anyways, I had a certain amount of money set, and I'm like, I'm not making no interest in here. Like I'm putting money in here. I'm not making no interest in there, right? So that's when I started. I did a trial run. My kids had some money that I put aside for them. I took $600 of their money. I was like, $600 is cool. I'm gonna try to invest this. If I lose it, I could pay the 600 back. They're not gonna lose it, right? I invested in Facebook and Axion. And then about 3 to 4 months, I turned that 600 to 2,000.
Nice.
So then I'm like, oh shoot, like then why do I have this money in my bank account? I'm only making $1 a year, $2 a year. I'm not making anything, no interest on here. So then let me start investing. So I've been investing. Even when I saw you here, Andy, you were talking about, oh, I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, investing. All right, let's do this. And I ended up taking about, and I'll be transparent on here because I don't want you to be like, oh, you need a lot of money or you need a certain amount of money. I started off with 3K. I was just like, hey, let me put this 3,000 and I'm gonna invest it, right? If I lose it, I'm about to ask Andy for a loan. But I'm going to invest it. And I've been investing for about 3 months now, and I've been able to turn that 3K. And I'm close to 7K on that. So that interest, I would never have made that if I just left that money in there, or if I didn't take that risk, or like you said, doing the work, right? Because you have to, stocks is crazy because bad news drops the stock, or this person is merging with this person, it's going to influx. Like when you actually do the research on your stocks or the stocks to get into, it's super fun. Like I catch myself waking up at 6 a.m, looking like, okay, what's moving now? What's moving now? I'm like looking at my phone, and then and then you realize that the people that you work with, the people that you see every day are doing the same thing that you're doing. Oh, like you're in stocks, dude. I've been in this since this. I've been doing this. I'm in here. Or hey, what good stocks are you investing in? Like you don't really think that you're doing. Like you didn't really think that they were doing that, but now you realize 1 out of every 3 people that you know are investing in some kind of stocks. And then, like you said, Andy, with Reddit, Twitter, like these people that are super intelligent that are giving that knowledge out to us individuals to be able to succeed smartly, right? Because obviously you're going to lose money. Like you said, you're going to be in the red, you're going to win. Patience, once you see people lose money, people panic. There's a different aspects to it. But people actually dedicating their time to give their knowledge out to the people, and people actually succeeding to that is pretty awesome at this time. Because somebody like myself, I can make money while I'm sleeping, or I can make a couple of dollars here versus it just sleeping in the bank, because we're not making money in the bank. We need to invest it somewhere for it to be able to work for itself. I didn't mean to rant like that. I know this is your segment, but I'm just being vulnerable and telling you my experience. But I learned from you guys. I told you I messed up before selling some stock I shouldn't have sold. And you guys were able to hold on to it, and that thing grew like crazy. So I learned from my mistakes, right? And I understand that I could own up to that, and I'm going to change that. But I commend both of you guys for being able to be financially stable for your family, very strategic, and I admire that. And one day I will get to get there, right? But I need it.
You on your way, man.
Life's too short for me, man. We can't take it with me. We can't take the money with us.
Well, first of all, usually it's Andy and I that talk the longest, so I can tell Jesse was excited because this man went on for about 23 minutes. But
Okay.
like my
cool.
situation is a little bit different than your guys is just because, well, in terms of the similarities, you have we're all black and brown and beige, I guess, as well. um but you know what I mean. So what happens a lot in our communities is that our parents don't really teach us about money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm different from the two of you in the sense that my parents had a decent amount of money when we was growing up. So we had everything, but they still taught us how to work for money, but never taught us how money works and how investing works and all that. Even though they had corporate jobs and stocks and all they knew how to do was spend, but not save. So I had to learn that on my own. I had to learn it from my sister who's younger than me. I taught my sister things. We're teaching our younger sister things. And so, my parents end up getting divorced, and then, the recession happened. So that money that they had, the dual income, wasn't there anymore. So I seen the losses. I seen, having it, and I seen not having it. So what that did for me was teach me that I don't ever want to be in a position of where I go and live beyond my means. Not that my parents were living beyond their means. They were living around it, but it's because the money kept coming in. There was never any issue. It's not like they were spending too much and then oh, we couldn't pay the bills or anything like that. It's just that there was no other vehicle to make sure that, okay, if something happens, like unfortunate divorce, or the recession, or losing a job or whatever, then we're good. We got this stashed away over here, right? And my dad always says that now, like, I wish we would have lived off of one income and stacked or invested the other. So I'm not necessarily doing that now, but you're right. Like, I do try to, as much as I do like to have a good time, like, I do act like I don't got money. You know what I mean? And I have automatic every Friday. I have, some money go from my checking to my savings. I have, every time I swipe my card, I have $1 go into my savings. I have so that's that savings. I have another savings account. I have a Fidelity account. I have a TD Ameritrade. I have Robinhood, even though we're trying to get off of that. I have HSA through work as well, which is a health savings account. And maybe two or three more,
You got money.
either stock.
You got money under the mattress?
Nah. Either two or three more stock and or savings accounts, and then also a 529, which is savings for your kids, whether you have kids now or not. You can put it in your name and then change it into beneficiary's name later on, but that generates interest as well, and that's for if they want to go to college. And in reading up on it, I found out that even if they decide not to go to college, they could still have that money as well. RIAs, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, I'm a little bit different than Andy, and he and I had this conversation the other day, to where I'm a little bit more conservative when it comes to stock, though. Like, I'm a long-term investor, and I'm sure that I could be making a lot more money if I was, investing the way that Andy does. But for me, like, I just want, the reason why I have all those accounts is because I want it out of sight, out of mind. So when it's time to do something to the house, or, go on a vacation, or retire, or invest in something else, then it's like, okay, boom, I can go to this account and then I'm good. So for me, that's kind of my approach with it. But I think for us, we're learning, like, okay, let's get in these penny stocks and dollar stocks and, put our money in there. And then if it goes up X amount of dollars, for you, we could either cash out, or for me, like, okay, now it's at $2, $3, $4, $5. I'm good. And one of the things that I told my sisters and my mom, and then a couple other friends, is just what I do is every Monday I got $20 going to Robinhood and $20 going to TD Ameritrade. And that may be a lot for some. That may be very little to others, right? And that may be right on par with where everyone else is at with their finances. But my recommendation to everybody is, just like you said, Jesse, no matter how big or small, like, start somewhere. You know what I mean? And just do that automatic, and then start learning. Even if it's $5, every week, or $1 every week, then after 30 days, you're gonna have $30 and you can buy, whatever. So that's my take and outlook and approach to everything.
And shout out to you, Bless, because you put, man, I wish, and Andy hopped on because, Andy, you and Andy are just very intelligent. But you put us on Robinhood 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You put us on Robinhood 5 years ago, and I never hopped on because I'm like, $5 a week. What the?
Let me just say this. So, if you want to call it a flex, whatever. I got into Apple a while back, like before it was what has been the last 2-3 years. Maybe it's like 5-6 years, maybe a little bit longer. But my gain on Apple, and I have a decent amount of shares, is 257%.
That's fire.
So, and I'm sure there's stocks out there that's 1,000+% that people have gains in, but that's just the mindset of like, don't be afraid, even if you don't know what you're doing, do something.
Well,
and go ahead, Andy.
Well, no, I was gonna go ahead. No, you go ahead.
All right. That's what I was saying about Robinhood. For people that are just investing, or maybe don't want to do the stock market. You put us on Robinhood years ago, right? And I just got on maybe 4 months ago, right? And I put 25 a week, like 25 a week, just go straight into there. And I'm already close to $1,000. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know I put that money in there. Like, I'm like, okay. And then they're investing that money. I put aggressive too. I was like, be aggressive with my money. Like, no shame. Throw my money around.
You talking about Acorn or Robinhood?
I mean, Acorn.
Oh. Well, both Acorn. Though. Robinhood that too, but yeah, Acorns too. Like Acorns
invests it for you, and I think that's cool because, like you said, out of mind, out of sight. Like you don't see it, you don't think about it, and next thing you go in there, you're like, dang. But I'm just mad I didn't do it 60 years ago when you first mentioned it to us.
Well, that's what Acorn. Look, I started it roughly around that time, and I sent y'all the invitation and everything. But even my performance on that's kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing. So I have $5 every day goes in there for me, and then it rounds up, and then I have the Roth IRA through there as well. But my that's basically like a savings vehicle more than an investment. Like you can do gains, but my gains on that, the performance is 37% return on that too. So it's like, like I said, no matter how big or small, even if you want to do $1 a day, if you can afford that, like do something.
Yeah. Yes. I think both of you guys said like powerful things, and we have to remind people that are listening that we're all in past our mid 30s, and it's taken us years of experience and downs and ups to get to a place where we've built the knowledge to understand how the money works. As Blevin said, like we understood money, but we had to learn how money works. And then what I will encourage everybody to just kind of understand this, that if you do decide to, and a lot of people know this, if you decide to put your money in the bank, you got the money, the dollar depreciates. So like this bottle could have cost $1 in 2018, let's just say, but in 2021, this costs $1.25. And if you just would have put your money in the savings, that means you're actually losing money because the cost of living is higher, and the money actually depreciated. So the one take that I think everybody should take out of this is that don't put all your money in one place. Diversify it. Put it in different places. Like Blevins has it all over the place. I have money all over the place too. But I just know that my money is gonna be profitable in every other place more than it would be in the savings. But I also recommend also to have a savings, though. You do want to have some money on the side.
Easily accessible.
It's easy accessible, that's liquid, that you can just grab when you need it, that's not tied up. And that's why I began saying, like, don't put all your life savings into one place, because you just never know. But I love both of you guys. That you guys are, in a great place, and I'm glad we're having this conversation because a lot of people need to hear it,
And you are absolutely right. The cost of living goes up exponentially, and the cost of goods goes up exponentially. For example, I was looking up something to figure out what the cost of it was, and it didn't say what it was in 2020, but it gave 2010 and 2000 as an example. So from 2000 to 2010, the cost of this particular thing went up by 61%. So the assumption would be that it would go up another 61%, give or take, as well, potentially more. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right that the cost of a dollar depreciates.
Yeah.
You got to earn.
2 more points, and then we'll go ahead and move on from this because I know we got to watch some basketball, some games.
Yeah, we about like midway through the first quarter,
then.
but that's okay.
But it's funny, before I get into these two things, it's funny, like when you watch movies or you talk to people or you see those shows, like when people ask for money, like, hey, you got this money? Oh shoot, my money's tied up, I'll have it in a couple of days. But being a stock, like I understand that because it's like yeah, that's true, right? Like now I get it, because if somebody was like, hey Jess, I need about 2-3K, I'm like, oh shit, that's the money I just put in the stock. Like, oh, you gotta give me a couple of days for it to clear.
Andy would go into his sock.
Andy would have just pulled out his
the
wallet.
knot. Let's go get the knot real quick.
But a quick thing, Andy, since this is your segment right here, right? Just tell us, what is the dumbest thing that you ever did? Like maybe you invested and you're like, why did I invest this? Or like your worst loss, like this is the hot stuff, and then you just tanked.
This was definitely over a year ago. I invested in this company that I think I put like 3,000 in it. My first like big purchase, and I didn't have the notion to like have a game plan for it, and it went up, and I was up like 5,000 on top of the 3, so I was up like 8. I mean, total of 8, and I'm like, you know what? It's gonna keep going up. Tomorrow, I'm gonna just let it sit in the market. Bad news happens. The next morning, it drops like crazy. My $5,000 gain gone. My $3,000 investment down to 1,000. So in a matter of less than 24 hours, I had lost, what was that, like $7,000. And that was heartbreaking. That was really, really heartbreaking. But what that did to me though is that I had 2 choices. One, all right, man, I'm done with this. This is not gonna work out. The other option was, what happened? How can I get better at this? What do I need to do to understand how to be successful with this? And then that's when I went through some online courses, put in the time, YouTube videos, reading, whatever it may be, and yeah, that was my worst loss right there. But I got it back though. I got it back.
Nice. We're gonna probably have monthly segments where you come in here and educate us. Maybe learn how to do stop losses, how to like how to read the charts.
Limit your buy.
Yes, but before we end this topic, tell everybody maybe that they never invested out there or something that you got your eye on. I need a hot stock. Like, yo, if you have $1, put this dollar in the stock.
Disclaimer again, we are not experts.
Yes, we're not telling you.
Jesse and I are not experts. Andy is.
Nah, I'm not. I really like this company, BANT, BANT. So they do a few things. They're a drone company, and drones is actually projected to be a multi-billion-dollar industry going into like 2022, 23, 24, 25, etc. And they're starting off, so they're a penny stock at the moment, OTC, over the counter stock, and they also do like sanitation for businesses. So like they have these, I guess like I forgot what it is. It's a device where you can walk through, and then they're able to like sanitize your body or anything that's it's a big thing. It's a big deal. So these 2 things that they got going on right now it's obviously gonna impact our future, the rest of our lives. And at the moment, I think it's trading at it's actually less than 10 cents. It's at 6 cents right now. So it's a really good time to get in. I think that it's a long hold. So if you're a long investor, I think you could toss a few dollars in there and just kind of forget about it. If you want to make some quick gains, just look for it to go up, wait for the pop, sell it, and then you'd be done. But I think it's a good company.
I'm putting $140 into that.
Hey,
let's do it.
Yeah, put in $140 into that tomorrow.
And this was not a paid segment. They didn't pay me to say that.
Not a paid segment. Shout out to Ben.
I'm not a financial advisor. Don't come after me.
He's not. Don't come at him if we lose. Hey, but like I said, you use those apps like Robinhood. There's a lot of apps that you could just put some of your money aside, and then they'll go ahead and do the investment for you. You could either be conservative, you could be safe, you could be very aggressive. You guys get to choose. But even if you put $5 a month, you're actually investing into something. I just encourage you guys to invest, make that income, and let's all become millionaires like Andy.
One day.
What about weekly spends? You guys buy anything this week?
Stocks.
Hey.
The segment continues.
I bought something.
What'd you buy?
So I was able to get the Jordan 5 anthracites. What are they called?
Anthracite, yeah.
Yeah, anthracites.
Oh, dude, he just went on StockX too. He didn't even care about the app. He just went straight purchase. Jordan.
No, I'm actually selling them on StockX. See, it's all an investment. So yeah, I got the W on that, and I actually got them today, and I actually got them not in my size, so that for a reason, so I don't wear them and I can just sell them.
But you don't like Jordans anyway, man.
I like the only Jordans I really like is the ones. Like ones would be the only ones I really would wear.
Ones and the 11s I like.
Okay.
Andy invests his whole family. Like, hey, you want to rent a family for 5 days?
Hey, we might have to start an app for that. Rent a family.
Invested everything, man. He's gonna make toilet paper. He's gonna buy the 2-ply and split it. Like, hey, double our profits.
If you think about it, we grew up on rappers.
God.
All the every rapper has started their own business, so we grew up around that.
Yeah.
True. Spinners. What's his name? Oh boy, that's the spinner shoes. The Dadas.
Data.
Latrell
Sprewell. So my weekly spends, it's homeowner issues. Okay. Homeowners or even when you live by yourself issues, right? It's a little backstory, right? So I told you guys I changed my faucets, right? And I forgot to turn off the water, and I ended up flooding I ended up getting splashed with water and stuff, right? Almost flooding my bathroom.
Yeah, what?
I'm like, oh shoot, I need towels. I'm like getting the towels. I look at my linen closet, and I'm like, why don't I got towels? I had towels before. Where do these towels go? I was like, I had towels. Like, I've had towels. I've been collecting towels ever since I've been owning and living, right? I'm down to like 3 towels. I'm like, are you serious? I'm wild, right? So I'm like,
so you're gonna have to just use the bar of soap. And just...
I was like, I need to
no towels.
You just start dancing and drying yourself.
I went to Target. I was like, yo, let me get some towels. $180 later for some 6 towels, fam. 6 towels, $180.
You better go on Fat Kid Deals real quick.
I was like, are you kidding me? $180 for some 6 towels or 8 towels, whatever it was.
You need to go DD's discount.
Now I'm good on towels.
What's the other one? Pick and Save. Is that even around anymore? Pick and Save.
Oh, it's
Big Lots. Yeah, Kmart.
Kmart's
those are those towels. Those are the towels you be rubbing on your body, and all the lit. You like if your towel's red, you got all this red lit on.
And it don't come off for some days.
It don't come off. You put lotion on. You just.
Hey, wait. When you go to the restroom and you're peeing, it's on there.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. What'd you buy, Blevs? So I bought towels. That was mine.
I'm the only one that supported a local black business.
Okay. Target may be owned by black.
Jordan. Oh wait, not local. Never mind.
Or a small business that's gonna become a big business.
Yes.
It's Black History Month, and y'all not even supporting. Come on, man.
Is that why you have to be?
Yeah. See, he was talking about DD's. You could have shopped locally and got you some towels, man. Anyway, shout out to my young boy JD. I got a hoodie from For the Hood. So you should go on his Instagram. It's at For the Hood. Make some quality hoodies. Huh?
Is it The Hood or The Hood?
FTD. No, FTH.
For THE. Yes. For THEHOOD. FORTHEHOOD.
Okay.
For the Hood. So I'm looking forward to the hoodie coming in soon, and that was pretty much the only thing that I got, and then some stocks as well. I mean, that's a weekly thing anyway. So
I went on their website. The hoodies look dope.
Nice.
I might have to cop one.
It's fire.
Yeah, it look.
Go get you one.
It look nice.
Andy, pull up the hood list. Let me see. Put it on the screen. I'm just kidding.
Man, hey, you guys gonna have to pay me more for this. Nah, but right, we did shout him out
more
though.
Than zero.
You thought about okay.
No, yeah, I like that you shouting out a lot of the people that we know and
been
frequent their businesses, whether it's in person or online. That was pretty cool, and obviously a lot of them show love as well. So shout out to I'm just joking. There was a long list, so we ain't gonna name them all. But
we need some gear so we can rock on here, man.
That's true. Oh, I'm rocking my $150.
Okay.
Cole stuff came in. My what is it? Oh, I can't see. Oh,
what is it?
They're my rest in pieces. So
yeah,
we got some stuff.
Nice. Shout out Uniqlo. All right, let's get into the Vibe or Nas, man. This is a great episode. A lot of great content. I really miss you guys. I think we gave the people what they missed the last 2.5 weeks, right?
It was we killed it.
All right. Who did Stolly? Andy?
Yeah, Stolly, man. It's one of my favorite artists that obviously is maybe not as known as popular as a lot of other hip hop artists, but I've been a fan for a very long time. He's from Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. And then he was part of what's Rick Ross's label? Maybach Music. He was with them for a little bit, but I stay in tune with him. He's always had like a really unique sound, down to earth hip hop. He represents like blue collar American, obviously Midwest. And so he just dropped a song a couple weeks ago. It's not as new, but it is Stolly, Stone Age.
Let's go.
Violence on every corner, but definitely never fear, though. Yeah, that's just the way we was raised. Break it all down and sell it, that's the way we get paid. Cope with pain, take a blunt to the face. So any trouble we come across, we hardly be phased. We from the Stone Age. Hearts made of metal and stone, cold face. Never see emotions exposed, at least 5 deep. Never do emotion alone. That's just the creed code of the streets that we always be on. So in the presence of the college, please watch your tone. I mean, we don't want to wild out on no valid shit.
Is that an Alchemist beat?
No, I don't think so. He's been on an Alchemist beat before. I don't think that was an Alchemist. I'm not sure who it was.
Oh, nice. What about you, Blevs?
Jacob Rochester. So I just heard about this artist recently, and I cannot stop playing this song. I play it back to back whenever I decide I want to listen to it. And I decided to go on his Instagram. And he actually does art too. So very talented young man. I saw that there was a number of people that I follow on Instagram that follow him too. So I'm late to the party. But this song is called I Do Believe, Nights. So it's got Frank Ocean vocals in it as well. I really love this song.
Stop. Andy is a millionaire.
Can't be without you, baby.
Ticker.
Not even for
Better make sure to let the Frank Ocean part play too. Here it goes.
Wake up, the sun going down. Time to start your day. Can't you feel it? Oh, you need the money. We gon' survive every night, every day. Chocolate baby up and
Frank Ocean is dope.
No, I can hear that every single night. Oh, yeah. Wanna see Nirvana, wanna die. Wanna feel another, goodbye. We have to rise. Oh, them boys wanna see me broke down. Shit, bugged out. Shit, stressed out. Shit, that's every day. Shut the fuck up, I don't want your conversation. Rolling marijuana, that's what you make.
Stolly because that was
yeah. Nah, I was so I went on his IG. I gave him a follow, but he has I guess he has another tape with somebody else, and he has a song on there called Zach Randolph and Bobby Jackson. I already like him.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, man. Mine album Gems and the Cornerstone. I always get the people that I always butcher their names. This is Eulogy.
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 That's why they don't repost.
Eulogy.
Can you pronounce the other artist on here?
J Rob.
Oh, perfect.
Featuring Cicero.
Cicero. Eulogy and J Rob featuring Cicero. See?
Calling my name.
Calling my name.
It's a bounce.
I don't think you're telling me that I can't do my thing. Doesn't matter wanna shoot me down, you know. Doesn't matter wanna shoot me. Why you always wanna tell me to calm you down? I top playing cause I got it from the town. I don't like that, this shit. No, they better see me cruising by. Ain't about to take a bus nigga like you. I ain't about to tell you what you should do. You gotta eat your chips, son. Why you keep calling my name? You keep calling my name. Oh, you calling my name. You keep calling my name. Hey, you like a top 5 pick to get you up, blew the team up. Call my name when I will call for a prenup. Youngins keep calling my name like I'm a callback. I'm keen on this girl named Kel. That girl is all that. I ain't about to take a bus. No, I make this long or wait in the living room while you put makeup on. I'm up and I'm out like Usher. You ain't got a car, I'm a bar like Tucker. PJ, give me the loot, we pay. Give me the fruit, give me the juice, give me the news, relay. Tell you the truth, give me the fruit, just give me the proof, heat wave. That's that real ish. I know it's hard to deal with, even when you feel it. Come right through and she vibrant.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, that was a bounce.
I like that.
Let me try to find those bounces for you guys, man. Just try to be good.
Yeah, they shorted Stolly for me.
Yeah, they did. They did.
You put him on the karaoke mic.
All right, I'm gonna end this off a little heat rock beat for y'all.
That's a new one?
For me, yep. Yeah. We'll see you guys in 5 weeks.
Nah.
This is clean right here.
Hopefully we'll be back. I've been on it, y'all. Y'all don't know.
Use what I sent you.
I will use
that second one especially.
Yeah, I will work on it.
For sure.
All right, fellas. Let's get to watching that Laker game.
Laker gang, it don't bang.
I'll see you guys. Be safe.